Did you know that Tamina quietly retired in 2023? If you didn't know, well, you're in the same boat because I didn't know either. Tamina has been in WWE for 14 years, being the second longest tenure for a woman, right next to Natalya of 17 years. Within those 14 years, she probably had one of the weirdest, inconsistent careers to date. She was a 9-time 24/7 champion, 1-time tag team champion, second generational wrestler, with her father being Jimmy Snuka. With all of those accomplishments, she was pretty forgettable, and people only know her because she was AJ Lee's bodyguard or of her father. But that's okay because I'm making this video to talk about her a little bit more for people to understand how good of a gem she was. So let's go straight into it. Like I mentioned before, Tamina has been in WWE for 14 years. Her debut was on Raw, May 24, 2010, where she accompanied the Usos, which are her real-life cousins. They initially attacked the Hart Dynasty. This would be the first time she accompanied someone in her WWE career, as she is pretty notorious in doing so, which we will get into right now. Now, in total groups and teams Tamina has been in on paper, she won the Tag Team Championships with Natalya in 2021, Team Bad with Sasha Banks and Naomi in 2018, and the Usos when she debuted. Now, with all of these good pairings, she had a couple weird and bizarre ones, like being paired with Santino and Kozlov, or maybe in recent memory, being tossed in the mix with Akira Tozawa with the 24/7 championship. But her most notorious role is her aligning herself with the Divas champion in AJ Lee. This is probably where a lot of people knew her, and this is probably where people started to recognize the potential she had. But unfortunately, this would be another start-stop push that took a hit on her character once again. But let's go back to Team Bad, which is probably one of my favorite stables to come out of the Divas Revolution. For context, the women's roster was pretty stale and basically dead, and was having 1 to 2 minute matches on Raw and SmackDown each week. Fans started wanting more, especially when NXT was giving them 15 to 20 minute matches on a weekly basis. So WWE listened to the fans and gave us 3 new wrestlers from NXT, and Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte Flair. This initially gave us 3 big factions in teams like PCB, Team Bad, and Team Bella. Now, it doesn't really matter if anything came out of this, spoiler, it didn't, but it was still nice to see such a big revamp to the women's roster at the time. Unfortunately, this was another start-stop situation. It kind of fell apart. Tamina was once again floundering. That might have been a good thing because a couple years later, WWE decided to reward her with a tag team championship with Natalya, which kind of goes full circle, and fans were actually cheering her and giving her her flowers. And not to brag, but I got to see that live, and you can tell the fans gave her such a special moment. Regardless of how her career has gone so far, a lot of people were very happy she got to win gold, but that she also got to be on top. And a lot of people may think when she lost those titles and got into the 24/7 debacle, that ruined her career. And honestly, no, I disagree, because this was when I think she was flourishing. She was on TV every week, and she got to show her range as not being this dominant heel we were all accustomed to. She got to be silly, and we were all part of the storyline everyone wanted to see. But then she kind of just disappeared again and started to tag with Nia and other people to just simply retire quietly out of nowhere. And that's where we are today. And I gotta say, there will never be anybody else who could be meaner than Tamina, and that I hope down the line we can see her again and maybe even get to see her in the Hall of Fame. Even though she didn't have such a big career that we will remember forever, we gotta give her credit where credit is due, and she definitely made superstars and started to walk for other people to run.